Hi everyone, today I'm going to talk about mindfulness meditation, and I just want to apologize right off the back. I've been sick for the past week. I'm still a little bit sick, and so my voice feels a little wonky to me right now, but just bear with me because this is something that I've been really excited to talk about, and I've had a few requests to talk about meditation, and so we're just going to go forward with it anyway. So let's start just with the concept of mindfulness. I feel that this is a bit of a buzzword recently, and my favorite definition of mindfulness comes from Jon Kabat-Zinn. How he describes it is, mindfulness means paying attention in a particular way, on purpose, in the present moment, and non-judgmentally. So what we're going to do is take this definition of mindfulness and just apply it to the technique of meditation and go from there. So the technique for meditation, you can really do a lot of things with mindfulness meditation. It can be walking or even eating, but probably the most common image of meditation is the sitting posture. You may have even seen people sitting on the floor or using a cushion, such as a cushion like this called a zafu. Mine's a little dirty because it's on the floor, and my cat actually likes to sit on it a lot when I'm not using it. But a cushion or a zafu isn't necessary at all. You can actually just sit on a chair or your couch or wherever. And so I'm sitting on the couch right now, and what you want to do is make sure that your feet are placed firmly and flat on the floor. I'm a little bit short, so a lot of times I have to use like a pillow. That way I can actually reach the floor. Your hands, you just want to let them rest gently on your lap. And the next important thing would be the posture of your spine. And what you want is a neutral spine. You don't want to be super rigid, but you don't want to be slouched over either. So what I do to kind of help myself get in this neutral spine is I imagine that there is a string, and that the string is running all along from the top of my head down to my sit bones. And so this is kind of like some ways I describe it as an active resting position. So it actually feels pretty good to be in this posture. Another thing to be aware of is your eyes. A lot of people like to close their eyes. However, this doesn't always feel comfortable for people, or some people actually fall asleep when they close their eyes. So another option is to just let your eyes rest gently down at an angle, not really focusing on anything, but just kind of at a light angled gaze. All right, so now that we are in this posture and we've decided that we're purposely going to meditate, we have to decide, what are we going to focus or pay attention to? And you can really pay attention to just about anything when it comes to mindfulness meditation, anything that you can really sense. It can be touch, sound, sensation, breath, even thoughts or taste can be our focus. And our focus is called our anchor. This is what grounds us in our meditative practice. So for this demonstration, I am going to use breath as my anchor. So I'm just getting here in my position, and without changing or manipulating my breath in any way, I'm just going to notice and observe all of the sensations of my breath, wherever it shows up most prominently for me. So I'm just going to talk through this. I might notice the sensation of the rise and fall of my abdomen. Or I might even notice the sensation of how the air feels moving in and out of my nostrils. Perhaps even noticing how the temperature of the air changes. Cooler as it flows in, warmer as it flows out. Again, I'm not trying to change or manipulate my breath in any sort of way. I'm just letting it flow naturally and comfortably. And so as I do this, paying attention to my anchor, the breath, after about 5 to 10 minutes or so of this type of meditation, you might enter sort of a transcendent state of self-actualization, feeling of oneness and connectedness to the universe and all living things. Just really feeling this wonderful, blissful state. Totally just kidding. I mean, some people this can happen for them, but more likely with mindfulness meditation, what is going to happen is your mind's going to wander. You're going to start thinking about what you have to do whenever you're done meditating. You're going to start planning your grocery list. Perhaps you're going to think about that really obnoxious thing your coworker said to you the other day. You might even begin to wonder, am I doing this right? Or you may feel like, hey, I'm pretty awesome at this meditation thing. Look at me go. And so I just can't emphasize enough that this is perfectly normal and perfectly natural. Your mind is going to wander whenever you sit down and start to meditate. Some people even compare it to a monkey. They call it monkey mind or monkey brain, because your thoughts or your mind kind of jumps to thought just as a monkey would swing from tree to tree to tree. And so the point is to notice whenever this happens with acceptance, without judgment, and then bring all of your thoughts back to the anchor, refocusing on that sensation of the anchor. This is going to happen a lot, and that's why mindfulness meditation is called a practice, because it isn't necessarily perfect in the way that we sense that perfect is. So just by sitting there and redirecting your attention back to your anchor, you're actually doing exactly what you intended to do by being focused and being in the moment. And I think this truly is one of the gifts of mindfulness meditation, is being able to be in the moment. So often our minds will launch back to the past and will ruminate over things that have happened, or our mind will sort of get projected into the future and will worry about what might happen in the future. But as we all know, we can't do anything about the past. It's already done, and the future isn't here yet, so we can't do anything there either. And what mindfulness brings to us is the ability to just be in the moment, to be present, because in the moment is where we truly have the most power. Now, I think often one of the things that people often struggle with mindfulness meditation is this concept of acceptance or non-judgment. Whenever we're sitting there, a lot of things can come up for us, and there's often this feeling of maybe we should be doing something better, doing something differently, or even kind of pushing feelings away, or some of the things that can come up for us. But mindfulness isn't about changing who we are or changing how we think. It's about being present with whatever comes up in the moment. And again, gently redirecting. But it is, the huge part of it is acceptance. And as simple as mindfulness meditation can kind of seem, there's a whole lot more to it. That's why some people sometimes they try to find a meditation teacher to kind of guide them through the practice so that they might learn more techniques to it. Really, I have so much more that I could really say about meditation and mindfulness meditation, but I really think that the only way to really truly understand it is to practice it. I will do a video later on just about how to set up a daily practice for yourself, giving you some tips and some ideas about how to do that. And I will also make a couple of videos that are guided meditations, because guided meditations were really the most helpful thing for me whenever I was trying to learn and whenever I got started. So we'll kind of have a part 2 coming up and some guided meditations for you as well. Let me think. Did I miss anything? I don't think so. If I did, I'll get to it in the part 2 portion of this. So thank you so much for watching, for hanging in there with me with the raspy voice and everything, and we'll get some new videos out to you pretty soon. So take care and be well.